Hi, I'm Brooke. Welcome back to the channel. I have been obsessing over this pattern the instant that I saw it. It is from Studio Sadoe. It came out I think last year, and because I'm going on vacation this summer, I felt like it was high time to try out some fun sets to wear during the vacation. So I'm going to be trying out the Sassafrass set in the shorts variation just because we're in the summer, and although I've already made a ton of shorts for the summer, what's one more pair? So the images for this pattern have this really pretty blue gingham check with a complementary blue color on the inside. This pattern set is reversible, which is really nice, and I just so happen to have two bed sheets that are very similar to that. And so with our fabric required, we can get into the pattern. So to save time in this video, I've already laid out all the pattern pieces, taped them down, marked out what size I'm going to use, and then cut out all those sizes. And we have our pattern pieces. We have two shirt pattern pieces, one shorts pattern piece, a pocket piece, as well as a fly shield. So being a good sewer, I'm going to start out by making a mock-up, just to make sure that everything is going to fit right, specifically in the shorts. The shirt is a tie front, so I'm not as nervous about the fit of that as it can be adjustable, whereas the shorts are a little bit more concerning, where you would want to have the perfect size before you cut out 4 pieces of fabric for them. We're gonna do this the right way. So I found some scrap bed sheets, and we're gonna try to make the mock-up first for the shorts. Once I've made my mock-up and made any alterations that see fit, the instructions do have some good guidelines on how to fix several fitting issues. I can start with step 1, cutting out the pieces. From fabric A, I cut 2 mirrored shorts, 2 pocket pieces, and 1 fly shield piece, and do the same with fabric B. Cut 1 fly shield piece from fusible interfacing as well. I mark all the notches and poke holes through the pocket placement circles on my pattern pieces and mark them with chalk. You should have 11 pieces in total. Step 2. Pockets, fly shield, and hems. Place fabric A pocket pieces on your fabric B pocket pieces right sides together. Sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance around the edge, leaving a 1 inch gap in the center bottom. Iron your fusible interfacing to the wrong side of the fabric for the fly shield piece. Place fabric A and B fly shield pieces right sides together and sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, leaving one of the long sides completely open. Clip the corners of the pockets and fly shield and turn them right side out. Tuck the seam allowance from the pocket gap inside and press well. Fold the top inch of the pocket down, 1 towards fabric A and 1 towards fabric B. Press again. I was unsure if I wanted a clean pocket or if I wanted to add in these pocket flaps, but I did end up liking the contrast of the pocket flap, so I went back in afterwards and hand sewed these stitches down. But to avoid going back and hand sewing, you can just stitch down these pocket flaps while you stitch around the entire pocket. Select 1 fabric A short and 1 fabric B short, making sure that they are not mirrored. They should have the ties facing the same direction with good sides up. Pin the pockets to the matching short, leaving the folded flap unpinned so that you can move it out of the way when sewing. Fold the hem seam allowance of all 4 short pieces up a 1/2 inch and press. This will make it easier to hem at the end. Step 3. Inseams and crotch seams. Fold each of fabric A and fabric B pieces in half, right sides together, lining up the inseams. Pin and sew with the hem seam allowance unfolded. Press the seams open. Turn one of the fabric A shorts right side out, insert the shorts leg into the other so that the right sides are together, with the seams lined up. Pin along the crotch seam and sew from the center back to the lower notch of the front curve. Turn fabric A shorts right side out and try them on. Press the crotch seams on your fabric A and B shorts to the right. If you didn't make a mock-up at the beginning, this is where you can alter the pieces to fit you before you fully assemble the second pair of shorts. Step 4. Connecting the fabric A and fabric B shorts. Turn your fabric A shorts wrong side out and fabric B shorts right side out. Put the fabric B shorts inside the fabric A short, lining up the center back seams and the front center seam in the waistline notches. Sandwich the fly shield between the shorts, placing it against the end of the crotch seam with the fabric B side touching the fabric B short. Pin in place. Pin along the waistline in the ties and sew the waistline from tie to tie. Then sew from the tip of the ties to the end of the crotch seam, pushing the crotch seam allowance to the opposite side so it does not catch on your stitches. Clip the tips of the ties and into the curves, turning them right side out and pulling fabric A out of fabric B and then turning everything out through one leg hole, pressing it all well. Step 5. Hemming. Pull the fabric B shorts back out through fabric A shorts so that you can handle the leg hems separately. Repress the end of all 4 legs up by a ½ inch. Put the fabric B shorts back inside the fabric A shorts, lining up the crotch seams and hems. Pin around the leg hole and hems and top stitch together 1/8 inch from the edge. Step 6. Adding optional top stitching. You can add in some more top stitching around the leg hems, but also around the top of the ties and the waistline and around the fly. These shorts were really easy to put together, and that means that we can move on to the top. Step 1 for the top is cutting out the pieces. From fabric A, cut 2 mirrored shirt pieces and 1 shirt back on the fold. Repeat with fabric B. You should now have 6 pieces in total. If you are using a fabric with a looser weave or a high amount of drape, you'll want to stay stitch the front and back neckline to prevent stretching. Step 2. Shoulder seams. With right sides together, sew the 2 shirt front pieces of fabric A to the shirt back pieces of the fabric A along the shoulder seams, pressing the seams open. Repeating this with fabric B. Step 3. Attaching fabric A to fabric B. With right sides together, pin the fabric A shirt to the fabric B shirt, making sure that the shoulder seams are aligned. Sew from the center back neckline to the tip of the tie, and then from the tip of the tie to the notch 2½ inches from the shirt front side seam. Then repeat moving from the center back to the other side of the front bodice. Next is sewing the armholes from edge to edge. Trimming the points from the end of the ties and clip into the curves along the ties in the back neckline. Turn the shirt right sides out and press. Step 4. Side seams. This step can be a little confusing, but just go slow. Pull the fabric A shirt away from fabric B shirt at the side seams. Start by pinning together the shirt front and back seams of fabric B as they are already next to each other and right sides together. I like to fold the shirt in half, pinching the seam together, and then making my way down one side and all the way up and around to the other side, doing the same for the other side seam. Once you have the fabric lined up and pinned, you can sew them together. Clip the curved areas of the seam and press open. Repeat this step for the other half of the shirt and turn everything right side out and press well. Step 5. Closing the back bodice. Your shirt should now be fully sewn except for the shirt back and 2 inches on each of the shirt front hems. Separate the 2 shirt back layers and turn your shirt back inside out, loosely tucking everything inside the back bodice. Pin the shirt back hems right sides together, making sure that the side seams are lined up. Sew from the shirt front notch towards the center back, stopping a little over 1 inch before you reach the middle. Then repeat to the other side. You should now have a complete back with a 2-inch gap at the center back. Turn your shirt right sides out, pulling it gently through the gap that you left in the center back. Press it well, tucking the seam allowance from the gap inside the shirt for a smooth back hem. You can hand sew the hole closed, but in step 6, which is the top stitching, we'll be going over everything with a top stitch of a 1/8 inch from the armhole for a crisp edge, sewing around the neckline, the bottom edge, and the armholes. Once you're done with the top stitching, the top is fully completed as well. I feel like I say this in every video, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I am a sucker for anything that is reversible, and this pattern really played to that. I'm really happy with the construction of it, and the instructions were very clear and concise, especially when it came to having little fixes to tweak the pattern to make it fit you better. Whether it was gaping in the top or too high or low a rise in the front, the pattern has a lot of instructions to help you out. I was so excited to make this pattern when it first came out, and finally it is done, and now I can wear it for the vacation that actually was intended on for last year. So it has been an official year in the making of the vacation that I'm talking about, and I am so excited to have this to wear for it. I can see myself using it in all the different ways and variations, with matching colors on the tops and bottoms, or swapping the tops and bottoms for a mixed match look. Since making both the top and the shorts, I have found myself wearing the shirt a lot just for everyday wear. I will wear it in the reversed order, so it has a huge boat neck in the front and a nice scooped back. I'm really glad I already had all these fabrics in my stash, so overall this was just a very easy pattern to make. I'm in the mix of making one more video of more Pinterest inspired outfits, and it's just basically stuff that I wanted to make for my vacation, so that will probably have to come out after the vacation, but I'm going to try and sew as fast as I can to make those last two outfits to bring for vacation. So stay tuned for my next video where I will show you how to make those too. Make sure you subscribe for future videos, like this video, and in the comments let me know if there's any other patterns that you think that I'd like to try out in the future. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!